Today we're going to be talking about multiplication with trig form of a complex number. So we're going to do several operations, the first of which is multiplication. If I have z1 equals r1 cosine theta 1 plus I sine theta 1 and z2 equals r2 cosine theta 2 plus I sine theta 2, first of all, note, this is just the first complex number I come to, and this is the second complex number I come to. This 2 just says it's the second modulus. It's not squared. This is not to the first power. It's just letting you know we're differentiating between the two of them so we can index them very quickly, talk about them very quickly. Z1, Z2, here's our formula, is going to be modulus of complex number 1 times modulus of complex number 2 times the quantity cosine of, I'm going to add the arguments, theta 1 plus theta 2, and add the arguments, theta 1 plus theta 2. For example, if I have z1 equals 3 cosine pi over 4 plus I sine pi over 4, and z2 equals 2 cosine 3 pi over 4 plus I sine 3 pi over 4, then z1, z2 is, I'm going to first multiply the modulus times the modulus, and now I'm going to add my arguments. So I'm going to add 3 pi over 4 plus I sine of pi over 4 plus 3 pi over 4. And so I'll ultimately get here 6 times cosine of pi over 4 plus 3 pi over 4 is pi plus I sine of pi. Now, if we're talking about what is the value of sine of pi and cosine of pi, that is a unit circle problem. And if our angle is pi, we're over here at -1, 0. So remember, that's cosine sine. 6 times, well, cosine of pi is -1 plus I times 0. And when I multiply this out, I'm going to get just -6. And that's my answer. The answer won't always be just a real number. It just happens to be that because of our angle being pi.